This is my response to Rory Henderson talking about whether we should allow Ukraine to use American weapons to fire into Russian territory. Now, I agree with almost everything Rory said, and therefore I'm just going to nitpick little tiny details. First, she says it would escalate the war. Yeah, it probably would. But also, she said it would give Russia the perception of escalating. So, would it escalate the war or just give the perception of escalating the war? That is my question to Rory Henderson. Now, personally, I think Ukraine is already using the weapons to strike into Russia's territory, so I don't think it would give the perception of escalating anything. It would just directly escalate the war. The another thing is, you say that France wouldn't agree with any type of escalation. Is this the France that was talking about deploying troops into Ukraine, which would arguably escalate the war even more than launching missiles at Russia? And if you're wondering why I'm laughing, Professor Ripley, it's because she's like behind the camera. um, you mentioned TikTok? What does TikTok have to do with launching missiles from Ukraine at Russia? I mean, like, I agree that we should ban TikTok, but I don't know what that has to do with Russia and Ukraine. Um, you say to increase other military aid? Increase other military aid that Ukraine's just going to use to blow up more Russian stuff, right? And what else? Economic sanctions against Russia. Um, yeah, like we haven't already been doing that. We tried to cut them off from the entire world. We even blew up the Nord Stream pipelines. Now that's not confirmed. That's just a theory, politics theory. Um, what else? Oh, yeah, the final and most egregious one. Integrate Ukraine with the West and possibly with NATO. You mean to tell me You mean to tell me that you are going to not escalate the war by literally making Ukraine part of NATO? You yourself say that this would result in Article 5 if the U.S. allowed them to strike Russia with U.S. made missiles.